Hey everyone, welcome back to my series on maturity. My name is Mr. Payton. In this episode, I want to focus in on mental toughness. In the first one, we talked about what it means to accept things, the word acceptance. Mental toughness, I think, is really important, particularly in this day and time. I feel like a lot of people are very much now trying to express their feelings, which is great. But I think it can put us in a space where there's nothing rational, there's nothing objective. Everything is about my truth, everything is about what's happening to me. And I feel like sometimes when we're in that state of just expression, sometimes we can lose sight of what's going on. And so another word I would use for mental toughness would be focus. And again, I'm speaking particularly towards the idea of maturing and growing as an individual. So what do I mean by mental toughness? Again, I deal with young people for a living. For those of you who are tuning into me for the first time, I spent over 25 years in elementary, middle school, and high school education. And when I think about young people who are aspiring to get a education in college, people who are aspiring to be athletes, aspiring to start their own business, what I see stopping them most of the time is just other ideas, other influences, keeping them from doing what they want to do. To me, that is the very reason why we need mental toughness. Because an individual that is focused on starting their own business is not going to allow those other influences to keep them off track. That doesn't mean you don't read new information and listen to opinions or seek outside information. But what it does mean is that everything you're doing is going towards one goal. And to me, the mental toughness part about that is that never losing sight of where it is you're trying to go, making sure that your direction is on point. A quote I heard once, and I apologize, I don't know who the author of it is, but it says something to the effect of, your direction is more important than your speed. And I think that is extremely profound. It seems to me that many people these days are trying to get everywhere right now. It's got to happen right now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to put in any work. I don't want to do any research. I want to practice just right now. You know, I don't know how many students I've talked to who say they're going to be YouTubers and they make no videos. How many people I hear say they're going to be singers or rappers and they never write songs or never write rhymes. The biggest one, though, that amazes me is all of my soccer or footballers out there, all of my actual football, flag or tackle players out there, basketball, baseball players. There'll be a great game on the night before I'll come to school and say, hey, did you see the game last night? And their response is not only that they didn't watch the game, but their response is, I don't watch games. And I think to myself, you don't watch the sport that you want to become a part of professionally. I find that to be fascinating. To me, I used to watch games of professionals because I was trying to study the best of the best. I wanted to get better. So I asked him, okay, if you don't watch games, what do you watch? I don't watch anything. I play video games. Okay, so that's where I had to step back and, sometimes I want to go into old man mode and get on them about it. I'm just like, well, hold on. So how are you perfecting your craft? If you're not practicing and you're not studying, how are you going to get to this point you're trying to get to? And to me, that's where mental toughness comes in. I love to see those kids who are just like all into what they're doing. I like to be around adults who are all about what they're doing. They know when it's time to work and there's time to play. That's the kind of person I am, so maybe I'm biased in that way. Maybe that's something I need to work on. But I tend to want to be around people who are committed to whatever cause they're doing. So if you're a banker, be the best one. If you're bagging groceries, be the best one. I know that sounds cliche, but what it tells me is that the way you do anything is the way you're going to do everything. So if I see you working hard and you're, maybe just first or second rung on the totem pole, I know that when you reach the top, you're going to do well because look how hard you're working and how seriously you're taking the situation now. To me, again, that's mental toughness. That's the ability to focus on that task, to take all the information, all the influences, all the opinions you're getting, and focus it into that one direction. So as I think about how people are trying to mature, we accept where we are, our strengths and our weaknesses. And then we start to focus in on what that one thing is that we want to do. And for some of us, it's just to be a great parent and become part of a wonderful family. For others of us, we want to get our families out of financial strain and we want to be entrepreneurs. Some of us, it's just this dream we have to travel the world or to make art, make music, save others, have a cause that has to do with the greater good. All of that requires mental toughness, also known as focus. It all requires a singular focus, a singular approach to things. And when I say singular, again, that doesn't mean there are multiple ways to do it, but I mean singular, meaning like this one thing that you're trying to get done. So I do think it's hard to become mature if there is not a direction going. And so that's something we might want to think about as well. So as I wrap up this conversation about mental toughness, I want us to consider, what do you think? You know, was this off topic, you think? Do you think mental toughness has nothing to do with maturing or growing or getting older or becoming or getting to where you want to be? Love to know your opinion. So please comment, please like. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, look forward to you doing so. My name is Mr. Payton. Thank you for your time.